We are with Manuel Furia in Lisbon in Fábrica Braço da Prata, and now we'll ask him something about his musical history. So can you tell us something? How did you start playing music, making songs and so on?
I have a fascination with pop music since I can remember, and I started forming bands when I was 13 years old in the north of Portugal, where I'm from. I'm not originally from Lisbon. I'm from Santo Tirso. It's a small town near Porto. And since I can remember, I always had an interest on music, influenced by my older brothers and sisters, and also my parents. And when I came to Lisbon, when I was 18 years old, to study philosophy, I already had some friends in Lisbon, and I gathered around people that also played music, and I started to have my pop groups in Lisbon. And near 2007 it became more serious, because there was a lot of people sharing the same vision about pop music in Portugal, and there was some kind of movement that is still in action, that I am a part of it, and I started my own small record label, and that's it.
And which is the name of your label?
It's called Furia.
Which other artists are with this label?
We have a criteria that we only accept, and we only help artists or groups that sing in Portuguese, and that also the names of the bands are in Portuguese. So we have Os Quais, Os Velhos, Os Capitães da Areia, Salto, my own project that is called Manuel Furia e os Náufragos. We have Feromona, Smix Smox Smux, Martinho Lucas Pires e o Deserto Branco, and I believe that is all for now. And o Verão Azul. That's the artists we have released until now.
And how are your albums distributed?
Well, now we have a partnership with a slightly bigger label in Portugal, and they distribute our records. In the beginning, we also distributed our records through another small label in Lisbon that had some experience in the business, and some of them are also delivered by us at the stores.
And how would you define your music, the music that you make?
Well, I like to define it as Portuguese traditional rock.
And so the Portuguese heritage for you is meaningful. It's important.
It's very important. Yes, it's a kind of a reaction because in the 90s music in Portugal was very unconnected with Portugal. The bands that are the most important bands of pop, alternative, rock and roll, and also in the underground scene in the 90s, were bands that were kind of ashamed of being Portuguese. So they all sang in English. Some of them even in French. Everything but Portuguese, and also their names and their attitude. Maybe they would have liked to be born in New York or Manchester or something like that, or Seattle. And so I grew up listening the Portuguese music that I listened to was mostly from the 70s, 80s, because the pop scene and the underground scene in those days was more connected with Portugal, and it was the people from that time were very interested about making something modern, but without losing touch with the Portuguese reality, with the Portuguese history, with everything that is ours, and that's I believe that is one of my missions as a songwriter, as somebody that works in music, and also as a man that discovers other bands. I think I believe it's my mission to be a part of that heritage, because I think in Portuguese, I love in Portuguese, I cry in Portuguese. So if I want to be honest with the work I do, I have to do it in Portuguese. Also, in another level, personally, I am a bit fascinated with Portuguese history and Portuguese mythology. So I'm kind of a suspect in that area, because I'm very into Portugal. So it only would be natural that the things I do would have that kind of substance.
And which is the music that you listen or that you somehow feel influenced by?
Well, I'm very influenced by some Portuguese groups of the late 70s, early 80s, like Heróis do Mar. And I'm also influenced by a small record label that was called Fundação Atlântica from that time. Foreign groups and foreign artists also have a big a big influence in the things I do, like Joy Division or Smiths. The post-punk scene in England is very strong on the way that I do music, and also the big ones like Rolling Stones and Bob Dylan. I think that is it.
And
I'm sorry, my telephone is ringing.
before we were talking about a movement in
Yes.
Lisbon, musical movement.
Yes.
So can you explain better and tell us if this movement means that it's easy for a new band or a new musician to express, to emerge?
Well, I believe Lisbon has many musical scenes and many musical agents in the scene. There's not only one scene going around in the underground music of Lisbon. The one that I'm a part of, or the scene that I helped to build, started 2007 with the friendship and the association to another small record label called Flor Caveira, and together we started to breaking some stone so we could do our things. One of our main concerns was not to have to I'm sorry, can you stop for a moment? One of our major concerns was not to have to be allowed to do things. We want to do the things that we do. I mean, release a record, making a concert or a small festival or something like that. We don't want to have to be allowed by anyone. So we started to make stuff happen by ourselves, and we still do nowadays. But I believe that yes, it's more easy for someone to make a band and for someone to make it happen, although in a small level here in Lisbon. It's very difficult to make a living out of it, but it's perfectly possible for you to have an existence as a band or an artist in Lisbon, because with the development of the music scene in Lisbon in the last 4 or 5 years, there was also a lot of new venues that showed up with the growth of this scene.
So what would you suggest to a young band or a young musician who wants to, how to do?
Well,
by your experience.
by my experience, I believe that it's very important for you to believe in yourself. This is kind of a cliche, but it is very important and very true in this area. People have to believe in themselves, and with some kind of arrogance. It's very important for you to believe that you are the greatest artist in the world. Because if you do so, you will not stop, and things will happen to you. I believe that's the main thing. Even if that is not true, that you are not the greatest artist in the world, it's very important for you to believe so.
And what do you think about the possibility to download for free music and these new ways of sharing music or distributing music, these new channels?
Well, I think that the benefits are not so good as one may think. I believe the quantity of things that are available on the internet and the quantity of things that show up every day doesn't help for you to concentrate enough in one thing. With that time that you need to know an artist, get intimate with the work of that artist. So I'm not so worried about the financial issue, because Portugal is a small country, and our possibilities of a worldwide career in music are almost impossible, because in my case I do pop rock in Portuguese. I'm not expecting that an American guy would want to hear my songs. So the financial issue doesn't bother me, because in Portugal it was at all times it wasn't easy to make a living out of music. What I'm worried about most is the level of attention people pay to the music. It's very different for you to download something with a simple click on the computer, or for you to go to the street to a record store, buy a record. It's the kind of relation that you establish with the music. It's not so profound nowadays, so I believe it's not the best of things.
So, which are your future projects?
Well, I'm now in the phase of mixing a new record. It's called Manuel Furia contempla os lírios do campo. It was recorded in October of 2011 in a small old theater in Lisbon, and it's a record that I like very much, and there was a lot of people participating in the project, about 11 musicians, and it's going to be out in September, in late September 2012, and I believe it's a very nice piece of work.
And so you will promote this record by playing, by making concerts?
Yes, I believe around October there will be at least two concerts to promote the record, one in Lisbon and another in Porto, and then we will start to play around every place we can in the country. That's it.
And also out of the country?
Well, that's not something that I'm very worried about, because if I worry about that, I will never sleep, because it's a very it's not so easy for a Portuguese artist, especially in my area, to get out of the country. But it's I would like it very much, but I do not allow myself to worry about that. If it comes, that's great. If it doesn't come, that's great.
Anyway, let's hope that we'll see you in Italy.
Yes, I hope to. I'm going to Italy in the next week. I'm going there.
Where?
I'm going to Florence for Firenze for a week, and then I'm going to Rome for 2 days.
Okay, that's good.
Yes.
And it's just a curiosity of mine. What do you think about Italian music? Which is your perception
Of Italian music?
Yes, Italian
Well,
singers, bands. Do you know any of them?
Apart from Eros Ramazzotti, Laura Pausini, Zucchero, I don't know a lot of Italian music. I'm sorry for my ignorance, but Italian music, it's not so big in Portugal, so as I believe Portuguese music, it's